Hello, and welcome back to my channel, Professor Melville's Secret Lesson. I had to read that or I would not read it and forget what it even said. So, we're back at Allan, finally. Like, how long has it been? Probably like, I don't know, 9 days or something like that. 12 days. That was my first guess. It was 12 days. Sorry, I should have just gone with 12 days. It's been 12 days since Allan's last video. I said this in Battlefield Waltz, but I apologize for the no videos last week. The carpenters and the painter is over at my house all week long from 8 a.m. until like 5:30 p.m. And after the noise ceases, like even after the painter left, he still wanted me to leave the fan on to dry the paint on the shelves because it would dry it faster for the next coat. And so I'd have to leave that dumb fan on until like 7 o'clock. And it's extremely loud. And it stresses out my husband because my husband doesn't like loud noises. So he comes home from work at, 4:35 and there's like a fan blowing until 7. So it just disrupted our lives a lot. And I didn't feel like doing anything at the end of the night when it got quiet and the kids went to bed. I just wanted to be alone and play Rune Factory. So that's what I've been doing, just indulging in Rune Factory because I got it on, let's see what I get it on, the 20th, whatever day that was. I think it was a Saturday, but I've been playing that nonstop. I haven't played it for the last 3 days, but and so it's been hard to get back into recording again because I'm used to having all this, like, I guess essentially free time, personal time for me. And there's an 11 Deep Space patch coming out Thursday. So I've been reestablishing the story in my brain so I can go into this new update with the wedding banners that are coming out and be able to pick out the symbolization from their myths in the wedding banner because I recognized that they're all in the myth locations. And I've only read one myth. And I have all of them. So I've been revisiting the main story because I want to remember the backgrounds with them. And and that's going to lead up to reading the myths for me. So I kind of feel bad that Allan's not finished yet because I've been like going on and on about how he's one of my favorites and he's not even done yet. I haven't been disappointed in his route, but there hasn't really been a lot going on besides they're just living their lives as demons. So, anyway, they encountered some fallen gods, I believe, and let's see, they wanted to invite them to join in challenging the gods. And obviously, she's not going to. She doesn't have a hatred for them. But that's where we are in his story. It was after the masquerade ball, which is still on my desktop, by the way. After the event concluded, we told Clarice farewell. Allan and I headed directly home. Relief washed over us as we stepped into our familiar home. Allan seemed to share my feelings as he shifted back into his human appearance. That was unexpected. I wasn't aware of other former gods turned demons here.
ああ。一応噂では聞いていたんだが、俺も会ったのは初めてだ。
You've heard stories.
堕天使が悪魔界にいるって聞いてたんだ。有名どころだと、ベリアルとかアザゼルとか。君も聞いたことない？
I learned about them in mythology class. You're saying they're real.
そりゃそうさ。誤って伝わってるものもあるけど、大体は実際にあったことがベースだ。ベリアルもアザゼルもルシファーも、実際にここにいる悪魔だよ。
I didn't know that.
と言っても、さっきみたいなのは初耳だ。元神で、名前を消された神が、ここに暮らしていただなんてね。
Allan gazed out the window. Indeed, those seeking vengeance on the gods were once revered deities, now forgotten.
私は元は小さな集落で崇められていた神だった。川の氾濫を司る神だったのだ。そのせいで人間から恐れられていてな。だから深海の神々消された。そうして深海の神々は異教の神を消し去った。私のような人に厄災をもたらす神はすべて悪しきものと分類されたのだ。私を神だと祀る者たちがいなくなってから私はすでに神ではなくなっていた。結果悪魔と呼ばれるようになったのだ。崇める者がいなければ神ではない。人に災いをもたらす神も神ではない。そう深海の神々は決めたのだ。
私たちを消したのはゼウスだ。あの傲慢な神が名すらいらないと我らの名を葬ったのだよ。
I'm surprised Zeus is the one that banished him since he wants to, kill every human and rebuild the world for him anyway. Huh? Zeus? Meaning Lord Jupiter? Maybe they're talking about Lord Jupiter. Is that what Lord Jupiter did? I remembered a tale from my aunt in the past life. Lord Jupiter had a history of slaying demons and intervening when necessary.
人が我々を求めていないのならばわかる。だが歴史にすら名を残せぬようになるなど神として許しがたいことだ。名がなければ崇める者さえ出てこない。だから我らの力を奪った今の神に反逆する時を我らはずっと待っていたのだ。
だが我らだけでは心もとない。だから待っていたのだ。同じように落ちた神がここへ来るのをな。
You mean acting alone, and you waited for another god? There's at least two of you right now. Wasn't there three of them? I rejected their proposal. I still had affection for my parents in Celestia, and the new Cupid Sylvie was there as well. I didn't resent my circumstances, nor had any specific hatred towards the gods, so I expressed my inability to join them.
さっきの誘い、断ってよかったのか？
I know, they're going to come back and haunt you now. Yes, I'm happy here, and I don't hold a grudge against the gods. Just because I'm no longer in Celestia doesn't mean I want vengeance. What about you, Allan? You could have said yes.
もちろんだよ。深海には当然思うところはあるけれど、俺も恨んでるわけじゃない。今君がここにいる。それ以上に望むことはないよ。
Allan embraced me, a soft smile on his face. I buried my face into his chest happily. I'm relieved Allan doesn't want revenge either. While the gods had separated us, and there was a time that I had harbored a grudge, any resentment was in the past. Now he was always nearby, our present mattered most. But the demons challenging the gods seems reckless.
いや、難しいと思うな。大体悪魔は神具に触れられないし。
Yeah, that's right. We demons just vaporize when we touch divine artifacts.
実を言うと、本当のところは俺にもわからないんだ。実際目の前で見たわけじゃないしな。でも、中世の頃には、マーズやヴィーナスの神具で消された悪魔たちがいたって話だ。だから俺も、神具には極力近寄らないようにしているんだ。触れれば痛いし、やけどをするからね。
Allan gestured, waving his hand, hinting he'd experienced it. I remembered my deep unease when Sylvie took out his Cupid's arrow. I feel like demons can't defeat the divine artifacts. Then a new question emerged in my mind. I forgot to bring up the choices once again. Why were the gods considered just? Or we're going to say, why were the demons considered evil first? Why were demons branded evil and gods virtuous? I struggled to grasp the essence of justice. Perhaps it was because I've been a demon too long. Some demons do consume humans, others snatch souls meant for reincarnation. Paris once took a beloved soul here. My understanding of right and wrong wavered. Part of me felt that mutual consent made it acceptable. If I remained a god, I'd condemn demons enticing souls from humans, but now I didn't think it was all that bad. It's difficult. Justice and evil were just different viewpoints that changed depending on how one perceived them. And the demons who had spoken to us believed that they were on the side of justice when they sought to destroy the gods.
それよりほら、悪魔の勉強をしようか。
Learn what?
さっき言ったじゃないか。悪魔の契約について教えるって。
Alright, let's go back up. Pretty sure that's the end. Alright, why were the gods considered just? Why such reverence for gods and scorn for demons? I struggled to grasp the essence of justice. Perhaps it was because I've been a demon too long. But some demons do consume humans, others snatch souls meant for reincarnation. Paris once took a beloved soul here. My understanding of right and wrong wavered. Part of me felt that mutual consent made it acceptable. If I remained a god, I'd condemn demons enticing souls from humans, but now I didn't think it was all that bad. It's difficult. Justice and evil were different viewpoints that changed depending on how one perceived them. I didn't think all of it would be the same. And the demons who had spoken to us believed that they were on the side of justice when they sought to destroy the gods.
それよりほら、悪魔の勉強をしようか。
Learn what?
さっき言ったじゃないか。悪魔の契約について教えるって。
Oh, right. Are you really going to teach me?
あ、クラリスの言う通り。他の奴らに妙なこと吹き込まれる前に、俺が教えておきたいって思ったんだ。君がこんなに悪魔界で注目されてると思わなかったしさ。だから、このメルヴィル教授が、悪魔のルールや力を使ってできることを、君に教えてあげるよ。
Allan winked, and with a snap of his fingers, our surroundings changed instantly. Oh, we're in a classroom now. Huh? Is this Lost York University from a century ago?
ああ、もちろん。
Oh my goodness.
ただの幻覚だ。君に夢を見せる時の応用だよ。
This is an illusion. I cautiously reached out to touch it, but my hand slipped right through the table. In the spot where my chair was, I could feel my bed. Wow, you're right. It's purely for looks.
ああ。だから動き回っちゃダメだよ。夢の中なら激しい動きも大歓迎だけど。
Allan smiled. He had changed into a professor's attire. It seemed he intended to teach me in that outfit. Got it, Professor. Are you going to teach me how to create illusions like this?
君が望むなら何でも。悪魔の契約の方法でも。悪魔の誘惑の仕方でも。ね。
Oh. Are we going to teach her about the art of seduction? He wrapped his arms around my waist, looking at me seductively. It reminded me of how he used to act when he was a member at Cupid Corp.
そうだな。最近俺もしていなかったし、久しぶりに誘惑のレッスンでもしてみようか。
My goodness. Seduction. She looks very uneasy.
ああ。前に一度やっただろ。
Did you though? He teasingly traced his hands over my hips and moved in for a kiss. Did he do this in their very first lesson whenever they were doing a seminar? I feel like he did. goodness, it sounds like he's eating her. I mean, he probably is. He's a demon. But yeah, I think he did that in the seminar. I wish I remember what he said. Something about how women can't resist like these kinds of words to them or something like that. I don't think you could call this a lesson in seduction. To see someone suddenly wasn't a technique I could use. It wasn't like I could do this with anyone other than Allan. Oh, also kissing me, Allan snapped his fingers again. We were now on 7th Avenue. Even the cars looked and sounded real. I didn't know what to do, though I knew it was just an illusion. I felt like we were kissing in public.
どう？これで君も誘惑できそう？
His fingertips brushed against my lips. His close-up gaze was filled with desire, appearing even more demonic than usual. I got the feeling he was trying to distract me so I could forget about what happened earlier. When we encountered those demons who were former gods, we'd been asked to join their rebellion. Allan wanted me to forget about that. I knew this because we had been together for so long. While he was still grazing my lips with his fingers, I bit down. Bite him. Chomp.
Lynette?
He's surprised. That's funny. It's been a long time since you tried to seduce me like this.
俺の誘惑術も随分衰えたみたいだな。
You failed. You do it to me every day, so I built up a tolerance.
毎日誘惑されてたのは俺の方だったはずなんだけどな。
Allan gave me a wry smile and snapped his fingers once more. With that, the scene shifted back to a classroom in Lost University.
と、いたずらするのはこれぐらいにして、講義を始めようか。
Alright, ready when you are, Professor Allan. From that day on, I began to learn basic knowledge about demons from Allan.
じゃあ今日は相手が自分より上位の悪魔かどうか力を見抜く方法を学んでいこう。
Yes, Professor Allan.
次は弱い悪魔を追い払う方法だ。この間教えたやり方で悪魔の力を解放してごらん。
Yes, Professor Allan. Oh my goodness. Our lessons continued daily, and I steadily learned more from Allan. After I learned the basics, he helped me refine my demonic powers. Before, I was only capable of predicting humans' romantic capabilities, but now my knowledge extended into deeper realms of demonic arts. Allan taught me how to intimidate enemies and how to use sausages to heal myself if I got injured. What? How to use sausages to heal yourself? Do you do something other than eat them? Like, I'm very curious. Sorry. And as promised, he taught me how to write the Demon's Pact. It was the same method Claire's used to summon a human soul. I felt like a true demon. Oh, I wrote the wrong thing again.
ゆっくりでいいよ。悪魔文字は書きづらいだろうからさ。
Yeah, thanks. I was trying to draft a demon's pact to subjugate another party. It was the same pact that was made between Mistopheles and Faust. A demon who wrote such a pact could dominate other demons or humans. That was its power. Only a signature was required to finalize its binding power.
この契約書は死後の魂を奪う内容だけれど、死後の魂じゃなくて、目や臓物を担保に契約して、悪魔の力を借りる方法もあるんだ。
Better be careful. Allan might just sign it when you're not looking. Eyes are internal organs.
その場合は、ここの魂って書かれた場所を書き換えればいい。簡単だろ？
Yeah, it's scary how simple it is.
ああ、 まったくだ。
Clarice also wrote something like this, and her familiar spirit agreed to it. This whole concept felt strange. Hey, Allan, Clarice's familiar was a human. Was he fully aware of the conditions when he agreed to sign the pact?
ああ、そうだね。あの様子を見る限り、そのはずだよ。
Should be the case. So typically when humans die, they enter the cycle of rebirth, right?
うん。人は死んだら冥界に行く。そして、冥府の扉をくぐって、新しい生を受けるんだ。前世の記憶を失ってね。
There was a time Allan had envisioned such a fate for me. But the thought of that experience deterred me. Rebirth meant losing memories of a past existence. I would feel so lonely to redo my life all over again. Oh, it would. I see. Knowing that, I'm glad I became a demon.
Huh?
If I had been reincarnated, memories of our love would have vanished. I'd rather be a demon. Aww. I'm sure Clarice's familiar didn't want to forget her either. That must be why he signed the pact. I recalled his gentle eyes as he danced with Clarice during the Sabbath. That's what made me so sure. Instead of experiencing reincarnation, he chose to live as her familiar.
そっか。そうだよな。愛のために自分が思う正義を選んだだけだ。
Yes, in that situation, I'd willingly bind myself in a demon's pact to be with you. Knowing how kind you are, I would never want to leave you alone.
リネット。ありがとう。俺もだよ。俺がもし人間だったとして、それで君が悪魔だったら、きっと俺も必ずその未来を選ぶ。
Then there's nothing to worry about.
ああ。どんなことがあっても、君と一緒にいるって約束する。こんな契約がなくたってさ。
Yes, I trust you. I gently wrapped my arms around him as we embraced. I always wanted to be with him. That feeling would never fade. If anything, it grew stronger over time. Hey, Allan, signing a pact doesn't grant immortality, right?
うん。あくまで魂を縛るだけだ。使い魔だって上位の悪魔や神の手にかかれば食われる可能性はある。だから使い魔を持つ悪魔は強くないといけないんだ。自分の使い魔を守れるぐらいには。
I see. They had to be strong. When he said that, I immediately thought of Clarice. Allan was probably thinking the same thing. It meant that Clarice was an exceptionally powerful greater demon. Could that be the reason why Clarice still goes out hunting as a succubus? Clarice said that Washington was now her hunting ground. Not only that, she traded electricity for happy dreams and nighttime fun. Afterwards, we found out that she turned the man she had dated into her familiar. It made us worry for her. She loved that man enough to turn him into her familiar, so why would she keep that lifestyle? Her actions could have been the result of her trying to protect her familiar. Clarice was my best friend. If there was anything worrying her, I hoped to be friends. Clarice was my best friend. If there was anything worrying her, I hoped to be a friend that she could rely on, count on. Oh?
オルフェウスは死んだ妻エウリディケを死の世界である冥界から連れ戻すために冥界の神プルートに懇願しました。しかし死者をよみがえらせることは世の断りに反します。願いを聞き入れないプルートにそれでもオルフェウスは必死に訴えました。失った悲しみ、愛する人への思いを込め、オルフェウスは盾事を奏でます。その音色はプルートの妻 プロセルピナの胸を打ちました。プロセルピナの口添えもあり、オルフェウスは妻を冥界から連れ戻す許しを得ました。そうして彼女の手を引いて冥界を去ったのです。ですがプルートは一つだけ条件を出します。階段を上りきるまで決して振り返ってはならないと。
I wish I understood what all of these mean. He's been reading stories to her essentially, and I don't know how they impact Alan's story. Anyway, I blinked in confusion, realizing that I was face down on my desk. I felt compelled to look up. I felt like I had been having a sad dream, but I couldn't remember what it was. How did I fall asleep here again? I looked at what I was holding and remembered that I had been reading a book before dozing off. Where's Alan? Alright, he's going shopping in the human realm. He said he'd be going to buy groceries, so I stayed at home to study. Study what?
ただいま。
Oh, Alan, welcome home.
ジェラート買ってきたよ。食べる？
I sure do.
じゃあすぐに用意するよ。ってあれ。ほっぺに跡がついてる。もしかして寝てた？
Huh? Oh, well, just a bit. The book had left a mark on my face without my realization. Hiding my face, I quickly went to the washroom. When I came back, Alan was looking at what I was reading.
冥界にまつわる神話の本読んでたんだ。
Yeah, I was surprised by how many of them were about married couples.
言われてみればそうだな。
Orpheus and Eurydice, Pluto and Persephone, Izanagi and Izanami. All of those pairs were husbands and wife. However, most of those stories ended with their separation. For Lady Proserpina and Lord Pluto were supposed to be really close, right? Mythological stories depicted Lord Pluto as being head over heels for Lady Proserpina in their courtship. Although Lady Proserpina wasn't happy with him at first, she started to love him later on. On the other hand, myths also depicted couples who hated each other, like Zeus and Hera, also known as Lord Jupiter and Lady Juno. Oh. But the real Zeus, probably not Lord Jupiter, right? I mean, Jupiter has never kissed a woman before. He's never had any girlfriend, so it's gotta be Zeus. When I read Greek mythology, I found multiple stories about Zeus's infidelity and Hera's retaliation.
そういえば、前にサタンも言ってたな。プルートに会いに行くと、目の前でイチャつかれるから鬱陶しいとかなんとか。
Huh? Satan and Lord Pluto have met?
ああ。冥界は悪魔界のすぐ近くにあるからさ。一応良好な関係を築くために、定期的に宴を催しているって話だ。
I didn't know that. Now I'm even more confused about the relationships between gods and demons. I know, right? You're supposed to despise each other, but they're trying to maintain good relations. It wasn't evident that gods and demons despised each other. It was under the impression that they were enemies. Even demons who were once the gods had resentment towards the gods. Upon my return to Celestia, both my parents described demons as evil. The gods saw demons as evil beings, and the demons were now plotting revenge against the gods. I glanced out the window and noticed those demons gathering. Oh. They had been meeting over the past few days, planning their strategy to attack the gods.
今こそ深海に逆襲をする時だ。
That moment is upon us.
殺された仲間たちを思い出せ。我らを打点させた神々に怒りの鉄槌を。悪魔こそ正義だ。彼らの傲慢さを正してやれ。
連日熱心だな。
I didn't realize Demon has such strong feelings towards Celestia. I may be a demon now, but as the former Cupid, I found myself torn.
確かに妙だな。悪魔ってやつはあんまり仲間意識もないし、ああやって群れると思っていなかったんだが。中世の頃にやられて以来、おとなしくするようになったって聞いていたけれど、いい加減仲間を消されすぎて我慢の限界が来たってとこか。でもあんまり騒いだりしたらさすがに神にも気づかれる。神の怒りに触れないといいんだが。
I have a feeling that's what's going to happen in this route. The gods would eradicate any demons with ill intentions, particularly those who consumed or abducted human souls. Suddenly, an unsettling realization hit me. According to Celestia, Claris would be categorized as a demon who had abducted a human. If the gods erased Claris, surely I would resent them, just as those angry demons, thinking that I felt increasingly concerned. Hey, Allan, Claris won't be judged by the gods, right?
もう、多分大丈夫だとは思うよ。連れ去っただけで食らったわけじゃないから。でも、はっきりと断言はできない。神々の裁量で基準は変わるから。
I see. The gods determined what was and wasn't sinful. The arbitrary decisions were precisely why demons were now plotting against them. The whole concept of justice was created by Celestia, but after some thought, I started to doubt that this was the natural order.
自分たちのしていることは悪じゃない。それは多分、ほとんどの悪魔が思っていることだ。だからああして集まってるんだろう。
Alan looked out the window, and we both listened as the rallying cries continued. Do not forgive the tyranny of the gods. Justice is in our hands. Those voices of anger continued to echo outside our window. The consequential pact with Clara shouldn't label her as evil, but that would also mean that she would be judged by the gods. The twisted nature of things represented their discontent. Surrounded by our herb garden, our home was peaceful, but just outside our doors a gathering of grudges was brewing. I got the feeling that something bad was about to happen. Well, it's about time. We're like halfway through this route, and like nothing's happened so far. Talk a lot today and tomorrow. There's another save file coming up.
悪魔、それは光を愛せざる。そして破壊し、試練を与え惑わす。神、それは光から愛されし者。そして再生し、試練を与え導く。
I'm trying to figure out whose voice this is. It sounds the most like Jupiter's, but I doubt it is. Probably someone we haven't even met before. Maybe it's like the... What's the first god's name? I forgot. Like the progenitor gods.
正義と悪、それが表裏一体だと誰が決めたのか。時は来たり、悔い改め、そしてあらゆる祝福の中に生きる。
Our reckoning is coming. Oh my goodness.
この声、誰の声だろう。
Oh? Sylvie heard that?
行かなきゃ。深海に悪いことが起きる気がする。
Uh-oh. A few days later, in the human realm, for the first time in a while, I ventured to the human realm with Allan and Claris for a shopping spree. Look at this, Allan, a bath bomb that blossoms into a rose. This one's infused with lemon zest and golden ribbons. It's supposed to make your skin shine. There are so many choices.
へえ。 最近はまた手の凝ったバスグッズが出てきてるんだな。買ってく？
Yeah, I want to try it. The three of us chatted merrily as we enjoyed being back in Lost York momentarily. RB, Clarice's familiar, was hidden within her shadow, but I knew he was there because I could sometimes hear him squeak a little.
じゃあ私はこっちにしてみようかな。あ、待って、この首輪もかわいい。
Isn't that a dog collar?
でも彼によく似合うと思わない？
How rude. Him.
Yui?
I mean, he doesn't have a neck. So how are you gonna put a collar on him? RB piped up as if to say, seriously? I know, right?
これもかわいい。どうしよう、迷っちゃうな。どっちがいいと思う？
使い魔に首輪か。
You can't believe it either.
うちの子だってちゃんと印つけとかなきゃ危ないでしょ？
ああ、確かにそうか。悪魔よけになるし、悪くないかもな。
Ward off evil. Image from my past life as a human resurfaced, and I recalled the rubber bracelet that Allan had made for me to ward off evil. Is that his mark on you?
ならこっちの方がいいんじゃないか。フリルがあるデザインだと低級悪魔たちに舐められそうだ。
あ、やっぱこっち？了解。じゃあ買ってくるね。
Wait, I want to buy this too. I grabbed a bath bomb as Clarice took the collar to the register. It reminded me of our college days when the two of us would often go shopping together. I thought the choice was going to come up because the choice is about a bath bomb, but whatever, it's fine. After finishing our shopping, we took a leisurely stroll through Lost York.
次はどこに行く？
そうね。朝一で映画も見たし、買い物も終わったし。
How about we take a break somewhere?
あ、賛成。さっきロサンヨークパークにドーナツの屋台が出てたのが気になってたの。あそこで食べましょうよ。
There won't be a Mary Noose or Robin there. We ventured to Lost York Park and purchased donuts from a food truck. Oh, okay. Maybe that donut shop's closed after 100 years. Then we sat on a bench together to eat.
いただきます。
Yes, let's.
おいしい。
Wow, this is good. It's sort of nostalgic.
クラシックドーナツって書いてあったもんね。昔の流行りっぽくしたんじゃない？
ああ、そういえば最近の流行はヘルシー志向で、こういうコーティングされたドーナツは久しぶりか。
They have Mary Noose's theme song.
そうそう。やっぱり私はこういうのが好きだな。
It reminds me of Mo Donuts. Their mint chocolate flavor was my favorite.
ぎゅうぎゅう。
I'm pretty sure that is Robin from Mo Donuts. RB took a few bites of Clarice's donut and seemed to agree. Familiar with a sweet tooth, he reminds me of Chi. Chi's fluffiness and electroshock massages were now a distant memory. Sometimes I still long for them again. I looked up at the sky as I took another bite of my donut. Mom, Dad, Chi, Auntie, Sylvie, I hope everyone is doing alright. I hope that the vengeful demons would mellow out so that peace could return to hell and Celestia. The human realm was so tranquil. Was it selfish of me to think that there was no need for conflict?
やっぱり RB ってばドーナツが好きね。はい、もう一口。
Because he was a donut shop owner in his previous life. I heard cheerful chirps coming from Clarice's shadow. The two of them looked joyous. I was happy for them, but also felt a little sad. I wondered if he wished to walk beside Clarice with their hands intertwined. RB doesn't leave your shadow in the human realm.
出せるわよ。
Oh, really? I assumed he couldn't since he stays hidden.
使い魔を人間界で人型にするのは相当力を使うからな。
そう。出すと疲れちゃうから、今は温存してるの。今晩は二人っきりでお泊まりの予定なんだもん。
Oh, really? I don't want to know. Huh? You're spending the night in the human realm. Oh?
実は、今日は私たちの契約記念日なの。だから、結婚記念日プランでホテル予約しちゃった。
Wedding anniversary. Upon hearing that, I realized something. Wait, Alan, isn't our wedding anniversary next month? I turned to Alan, who smiled awkwardly in response.
気づかれちゃったな。
Why awkwardly? What are you awkward about?
もしかしてサプライズで何かしようとしてた？
Are you?
まあね。
I'm looking forward to that. Really? Alan has surprised me every year for as long as we had been together. He would suddenly take me on a trip, another time he said he got reservations at a nice cafe.
あら、サプライズ台無しにしちゃってごめん。でも、結婚して100年も経ってるのに、サプライズでお祝いしようとするなんて、相変わらず豆ね、アランってば。
俺はただこの子の喜ぶ顔が見たいだけだよ。
はあ、すっごいわね。倦怠期があったことってないの？
No way.
まあ少なくとも俺の気持ちは何百年も変わらなかったよ。
Alan took my hand and kissed it. It was a knightly gesture, but because it was Alan, it felt more intimate. I love it when guys kiss the backs of girls' hands. I think it's the most romantic thing ever. Alan.
ほんと、いつまでも新婚カップルね。ギュイわかってるってば。私たちもよね。
Claire smiled softly, patting her own shadow. It was the first time I had seen Clarice like this. I never thought we'd finally get to have that double date you mentioned before, Clarice.
あ、そういや学生の頃はいつかしようって言ってたっけ？
Yes, I always wanted to, so I'm glad it finally happened.
私も。私にできるなんて思ってなかったもん。
ダブルデート。
Messing at a hidden RB, Alan seemed unsure if this even counted as a double date. I know, right? I don't think it does. Seeing the boys' reaction was so funny. Clarice and I turned to each other and laughed.
なんか新鮮ね、こういうの。契約してよかった。
And with that, Clarice finished her donut with a smile on her face. The sun wasn't too harsh, and the breeze felt just right. Our joyful double date continued. The three of us enjoyed ourselves until sunset, bringing our day to a close.
じゃあ、私たちはここから地下鉄だから。
Sounds good. Have fun.
もちろん。またダブルデートしましょう。
Him in his human form. Clarice winked, licking her lips teasingly. She seemed to be looking forward to the rest of her night with RB. I know, right? Like,
ああ、じゃあまた。
exactly what a succubus kind of behavior would be as she goes off to her anniversary night. With a bounce in her step, Clarice departed. I linked arms with Alan as we watched her go.
どうした？
I think she's just feeling affectionate too. Nothing. I just felt like being close to you.
そっか。俺もだよ。
He wrapped his arms around my waist and we shared a lover's kiss. As Clarice pointed out, even after hundreds of years, our love still felt new. Clarice seemed like she was enjoying herself.
あ、クラリスにようやく連れ添いたいと思える相手ができてよかった。
Alan's smile was genuine and warm. He was raised by her, so I knew how much he cared.
じゃあ俺たちもそろそろ帰ろうか。
Yeah, I want to try out the bath bombs you just bought.
いいね。帰ったら早速お風呂に入ろう。
Upon returning to our home in hell, we started to fill up the tub with hot water.
どのバスボムがいい？
We bought so many, so I had trouble making a decision. After considering each, I finally selected. Here we go. This is a save file, which is kind of funny. I don't know why it's a save file. I guess this will determine the sweet and spicy end, so. Save file 2. Okay, we're going to do the chocolate scented bath bomb. How about the chocolate scented one? I heard the cocoa powder makes your skin smooth.
これを使ったら君はもっと綺麗になるね。困ったな。
I'm gonna guess it's a sweet choice. Well, if you insist, you'll look so handsome that I won't be able to look at you anymore. Just kidding. Maybe a spicy choice? No, okay, I was right the first time. Our playful chat continued as I handed him the chocolate bath bomb.
と、このバスボムを使う時の注意点はと。
Alan scanned the instructions as he prepared the bath. The soothing sound of running water and the scent of soap enveloped us. I leaned into Alan and closed my eyes. It really feels like home. Sure, the place mirrored the house we lived in for ages, but the true comfort was being with Alan. But hell was our home now, a place for demons. As I closed my eyes and listened, time seemed to pause for a moment. Our love hadn't changed since we first got married. I loved him even before that. When we first arrived in hell, it was still the same. We dated, we fell in love, and united in marriage. During all that time, our relationship never changed. We gave love to each other and were loved in return. We were always together. A century passed, and not once did we separate, not even for a second. My life together with Alan felt like a miracle.
そんな嬉しそうな顔して。どうした？
Nothing, I'm just savoring the happiness. Our shoulders touched and I could feel his warmth. Even moments like this, just waiting for the bathtub to fill, were blissful. This was our unchanging daily life. It never crossed my mind that all could be lost in just a brief moment. Scared me. I'm like, prologue into the conflict? No, it's immediate. I thought maybe we were going to go into the next section, but no. Right now. Suddenly I heard a lot of noise I've never heard before, followed by a scream coming from the outside of our window. What was that?
これは
Oh,
神の気配だ。
they have taken action. The gods came to hell?
わからない。とにかく外を見てくるよ。君はここで待っていて。
No, I'm a greater demon too, and you've already taught me how to protect myself. I want to go with you. Felt like I couldn't let him go alone. I held his hand, but he looked away awkwardly.
もし神が来たのだとしたら、ここも危険か。わかった。一緒に行こう。
So long, bathtub. The two of us walked outside our home and were shocked by what we saw.
うわー！神が攻めてきた！
They heard of your plan.
だから神に逆襲するのはやめようって俺らは言ったんだ。消される！
Oh my goodness. Arrows giving off a dull glimmer were fired out of nowhere and pierced the demons. Arrows? The demons disappeared into a puff of smoke, vanishing without a trace.
これは。
Uh-oh. The Cupid's arrow? The golden arrow and leaden arrow attached to one another as they moved back to the owner. The one who caught them was a god we knew very well.
逃げ惑うがいい。本当にお前たちは愚かだな。そんな非力さで神に歯向かうつもりだっただなんて。
Okay, I have a couple of thoughts about this. One, he's older and has a different voice. And the Sylvie we heard at the beginning of this was still the same. Two, Sylvie would never do this, so I'm thinking he's probably possessed. It was Sylvie the new Cupid. He wasn't supposed to be here.
シルビー
Sylvie, why are you here?
ん？ああ。先代のキューピッドと彼女を打点させた悪魔ですか。お久しぶりです。二人とも。
Okay, I know exactly who it is. It's gotta be Zeus. His voice went up and down just like Zeus did, from feminine to masculine, so he might be possessing him. I don't think he's making a copy of him because I don't think he can honestly make a copy of an artifact and shoot it. So he's doing something to possess him. Livy smiled, looking different somehow. His appearance was the same as a century earlier, but his demeanor had changed completely. He seemed more commanding. He was a true god now. He was different from how we remembered him. His cute catchphrase was lost too. Why are you here? Livy held the Cupid's bow and arrow in his hand. I saw demons vanish after he shot them. Sylvie, did you do that?
そうですよ。悪魔は悪い存在ですから。
Sylvie smirked as he pulled back the bowstring. Uh-oh. His arrow struck more demons, making them disappear.
神具を使えばこんな簡単に消せるのに、どうして神々は悪魔を野放しになんてしてたんだろう。
やめろやめろシルビー
Hold on, Sylvie. Why are you doing this?
どうして妙なことを言いますね。神が悪魔を殺して何が悪いんです？あなただって元は神だったはずだ。なら悪魔が悪しき存在だと知っているはずです。
That may be true, but not all of them are evil.
いや、悪魔という存在そのものが神々の仕事を増やすんだ。だから僕は悪魔界なんてなくなればいいと思ってるんです。
それが深海の決定なのか。
I think he's acting on his own.
いえ、これは僕の独断ですよ。いい加減悪魔が目障りになってきたんでね。
Why would you do this?
悪魔たちは十二神が一人受脳神を食らった。その罪だけでも滅ぼすには十分でしょ。
Huh? Lady Juno was devoured by demons? That can't be right. Lady Juno is just missing, right? I haven't heard anything about her being devoured.
神具が深海に戻ってきた。それは神にとって死を意味します。そんなこともわからなかったんですか？
But demons can't hurt Lady Juno. She's one of the Diconstitans. There must be some mistake. Yeah, Zeus devoured her.
襲ったのがサタンだったとしても？
まさか、サタンが、ジュノを食ったのか？
I think I might be confusing it. I think Juno got devoured by Zeus in Jupiter's root. Because Zeus was prominent in his root. I don't think Zeus ever showed up in Allan's.
ジュノー神は何かを探しに悪魔界へ来ました。そんな彼女をサタンは騙したんです。探し物はこちらにあると言ってね。サタンは冥界の神プルートとも親しい。だからジュノー神は彼を信じたんだ。そして無残にも食い散らされた。そうして人の世から結婚の神が消えました。だから先代キューピッドのあなたがジュノー神に選ばれたんです。だがあなたはその役目さえ放棄した。至極光栄なことだったのに。おかげで深海には今もまだジュノー神がいません。十二神を務められるような神は生まれなかったんです。
No.
それが何だって言うんだ。彼女の責任じゃない。ジュノー神を守れなかった十二神のせいじゃないか。
その言い草、まさに悪魔だ。神が人間を守る存在だってことすら分かっちゃいない。だから僕は悪魔たちを根絶やしに来たんですよ。神の仕事を増やすだけの邪魔な存在だからね。
The cold smile was plastered on Sylvie's face as he pointed the golden and leaden arrows at us. I suddenly felt weak and couldn't move. I was terrified. If I was hit with both arrows, there was no chance I could survive. I would vanish just like those other demons.
俺たちのことも消すつもりか？
あれ？あなたたちは別だと思ってましたか？僕と一緒に暮らしていたから。
Is he really the real Sylvie? Like, there was a brief instance where you heard the actual Sylvie say that something bad is going to happen in Celestia. Was that him 100 years ago? And now he's basically corrupted himself with all the stories of Celestia and has his own source of vengeance and hatred? Or is he really being possessed? I don't know.
でもごめんなさい。悪いけれど、僕はあなたたちを信用できないんです。
Why not?
キューピッドは使い捨てだという事実をあなたたちは知っていながら僕に言わなかったじゃないですか。
That's because
君に深海への不信感を抱かせてはいけないと思っていたんだ。それに猶予はあった。だからそうなる前にきちんと言うつもりで。
I mean, he told you that if you fell in love, you would lose Cupid's power. He told you that much.
悪魔の言葉なんか信じられるとでも思いますか？
I swear when his voice gets high pitched though, he sounds exactly like Zeus. Maybe they have the same voice actor, I don't know. He looked the same as when we lived together, but the tone of his laughter sounded so different. I know, right?
じゃあ、きっとまた来ますね。
僕は傷ついたんですよ。真実を知った後、二人が言ってくれていなかったと気づいた時に、悪魔は やっぱり悪魔でした。どれだけ優しくても悪しきものなんです。だから殺しに来たんですよ。金の矢と鉛の矢、一本ずつではそれぞれ恋結びか縁切りの効果しかありませんが、2本の矢を同時に放つと魂まで届く。悪魔たちはそれで消滅するんですよ。
I wonder if Jupiter will come down here and stop him. I can't imagine that Jupiter would be okay with erasing gods mindlessly like this. Not gods, demons.
あとはいる人といられる人の間に絆があれば殺すまでは至らないかもしれませんが、残念ながら僕はあなたたちに嘘をつかれたので、絆はありませんね。
He broke his trust, that's why Sylvie wanted to kill us. I feel his murderous intent as he raised the Cupid's bow. Alan, we have to run.
ああ。リネット、俺の後ろに隠れるんだ。
Demons were incapable of defeating gods. It would be reckless to fight with Sylvie. We were once like family, but it seemed that Sylvie was going through a rebellious phase that made him a threat to demons. Alan and I grasped each other's hands and backed away slowly, but 2 arrows landed near our feet, blocking our path of retreat.
逃げる？僕が逃がすとでも思いましたか？
Cupid's arrow grazed us as it struck the ground, leaving behind a burnt smell from the earth of hell. Cupid's arrow moved faster than any bullet, making escape almost impossible, but we had to try. We would be killed if we didn't run. He means business now. Alan's eyes glowed bright red as he unleashed his demonic power to create a gust of wind around us, but Sylvie effortlessly nullified it. The difference in strength between a god and a demon was painfully clear.
おとなしくしていてください。一瞬で終わりますから。
Sylvie took aim, smiling as he pointed the tips of his 2 arrows directly at Alan. Alan turned around and braced himself. The next thing that I saw was the arrows being released. No. What? She took the arrows? My goodness. I was so desperate that I couldn't see my surroundings. I didn't realize what I had done until it was over. Alan was about to be shot. My body moved on its own. I didn't even think. I only meant to push him out of the way so we could flee together, but after a moment, I started to feel a burning sensation in my back. Huh? Was I shot?
Lynette!
I was about to say, they can't die. This is very rude. This is not a bad ending. I can hear Alan screaming my name. What was I supposed to do now? I was once a god, so maybe, but I was a greater demon now too. I didn't know. I had no idea what would become of me after being shot with Cupid's arrow. Oh my goodness.
やだ消えるな
He's gonna make me cry if he keeps screaming like that. Alan's hand was gripping mine as he pleaded for me to stay. But it was no use. Any feeling in my body began to fade. I recalled our sand castle being washed away by the waves. That was the sand castle we built together with Sylvie, just the 3 of us. That sandcastle had fallen apart long ago, a quiet memory destined to fade into nothingness. She's going to come back, I know she is, because this route is just halfway over. But still, it doesn't make it any less sad what's happening right now. Oh, I see. That was why we couldn't be a family. It was impossible to begin with. Gods and demons couldn't truly be a family. We only lived together for 1 year. For gods and demons, 1 year was inconsequential. It made sense that he would start to hate demons. Still, it made me feel sad. For me, that year was full of precious memories.
リネット、頼む。いくら
Even in my current state, I could sense that Alan was holding me up, attempting to fly to safety. That meant Alan was safe, right? Relief washed over me, but in that moment, I felt my form start to wane. Even though I was still a greater demon, I still never stood a chance against the gods. Sorry, Alan. I promised we'd always be together. I really believed that it was forever. We had talked about celebrating our wedding anniversary together next month. I still wanted to be with you. But that was a promise I couldn't keep anymore. Yes, you will. You'll come back. I know you will. Please. No. It sounds so sad, but I know she'll come back. I know she will. I mean, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 more choices left. She's got to come back. So, I mean, there's even choices saying, I will endure it. I want to move away from the gate. So it's going, like, she's going to come back. What she's going to come back as, though, I don't know. Is she going to be a demon still? Is she... she didn't disappear yet. I have a feeling... Wait, move away from the gate. Oh, maybe she's going to be reborn. Oh, dang it. The choices are spoiling me. She might be reborn. Because they said that there's a gate in the underworld that humans pass through to be reborn. But she doesn't want to forget her memories either. Is she going to become a familiar? They didn't sign a pact, so I don't know. I'm so curious. Like, I don't want her to change. Like, I like the fact that they're both demons living together, like, embracing their new nature, embracing her new nature. I don't want that to change. I don't want her to be reborn. I'm going on the fact that because she was once Cupid, maybe it doesn't kill her. That's what I'm going on, but it's probably not going to happen. I feel like she's going to be reborn. I feel like she's going to have a choice, and she's going to choose to not be reborn because of what the choices say. And there's save files before them too. That's what I think. This was an emotional one. Oh my goodness! At least we got a CG, and I don't have to read for 2 hours. I don't. Well. If I needed motivation to get back into Allan after my week break, this is definitely it. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed, drop a like down below and or subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.